What is up, you guys? Today's video is going to be about when you install an exhaust on your motorcycle, do you really need a tune? Let's talk more about that. It's really dirty today, so you're going to get the true, real, used Street Fighter kind of look. She dirty. I also want to talk about in this video what tuning device will be best for your bike. While Ducatis are their own kind of breed in terms of how finicky they can be, they're the same general options for different brands. Like any other video, we got to start with me going to the gas station because she's a little thirsty. It's a little chilly too, I gotta be careful. Let's see how much she takes. Gas went down. It's now $4.39 a gallon. Look at that. Savings. 3 gallons, that's not bad. If you guys saw my last video, it was about fuel mileage. And on this tank, we did 72.8 miles at 3 gallons. Now, a lot of you guys mentioned this could be due to me needing a tune. And I agree with that. You know, if it's trying to correct for it, it's using more fuel. That could definitely be a possibility. So, you guys are correct. Now that we're fueled up, let's talk about this tuning scenario. So the biggest thing you guys have been talking about is how much I need a tune for this thing because of the exhaust. And I know these things are finicky. So I'm hearing you. Today we're going to go over my different options and what we think is best. I'm not going to take corners too crazy today because the weather is not very warm and I don't have very warm tires right now. So first, is a tune actually necessary? Now, I have seen people with these motorcycles, you know, whether it's a Panigale or a Street Fighter, go with no tune, just deal with the check engine light, and make, you know, 186, 190 wheel horsepower on the dyno, because usually dyno in like 5th gear, and there's no restrictions in 5th, so it's going to make the same, relatively the same power as with the tune. Where the tune comes into play is 1st through 4th gear. Has restrictions stock. So with the 2023 Street Fighter, I believe in race mode there's no restrictions. So there's no issue with people putting it in race mode with the new ones and being able to just absolutely rip it with no down low restrictions. But with these older bikes, they are restricted. So 1st through 4th has some torque limiting. I don't know if it's through the throttle body or just in the actual map. But what the tune does is gets rid of that for you. So, answer to that is kind of vague, so I apologize for that, but it is, your mileage may vary. Some bikes you can put a slip on, you know, or full exhaust and not tune it. But with Ducatis, you're going to get a check engine light for the servo motor. I think they call it a pressure relief valve or exhaust pressure valve or something like that. Ducatis are going to be a little finicky. I would assume Aprilia can be as well. So you really have to do some research on whatever type of motorcycle that you own and then go from there. So sorry, I can't have a be-all, end-all, catch-all, but I can say for Ducatis it's a good idea to get a tune. Now, once you know that you need a tune, you're dealt with a whole other list of options and opinions. You'll come to figure out that there's many different types of tuning devices, and there's also many different forms of those tuning devices. So for instance, I'll list a couple that I'm going between right now, and you guys are going to have to help me pick, or at least verify that I'm on the right track here. So for this motorcycle, there's 3 big ones. There's the up map. So the up map is a very popular option on a ton of motorcycles because because it connects via Bluetooth and it's very simple to use. While it's easy to use, unfortunately the up map forces you to pay for every map after you get it. So it is cost friendly at first when you're just doing, you know, if you just want a tune and you don't care about the restrictions down low, then yeah, that's your option. But, woo! However, if you care about those restrictions, you have to buy what's called an M-Torque map. Now the M-Torque removes those restrictions, but you're paying another, I think, couple $100 for just the map. So now you're at $450 for the device, another $200 at least for the additional map. And say you get the wrong map, or say that map doesn't run correctly on your bike. It's a canned tune, you cannot change it, at least to my knowledge. Correct me if I'm wrong. So, you're now stuck with whatever map they give you on that device. Now the perk of that device too is, if you get sick of it, you can just unmarry it and then sell it third party. Next, we have the SLR tuner. Friend Tune also uses the same thing, but I'll stick with SLR, seeing as those are the better rated ones that I've seen. So, with SLR, they're like an older style tuning device, and they're like mid-range, probably around $700, $650 when they're on sale. And they can also remove the restriction, and you don't have to pay for extra maps. The only con is the usability of it. It's an old device. I mean, it has an old screen on it. It's nothing great. But the big perk with them is, if you have something a little off with your tune, you can send it to them, you know, or sorry, you can send them an email basically saying what you desire. And the guy, I think his name is Frank at SLR, he will actually send you a revised map and then continue to update your map if you're not happy with that one, you know, to fine tune it. So that's a huge plus for me, and I'm really weighing my options, seeing as it's about $150 less than the next option I'm about to go over. So the final option that I was just alluding to is called the OFT. It's called an Open Flash tablet. Now with this tablet, it kind of combines the up map and the SLR. It has the usability of the up map. It's a touchscreen tablet, super easy to use, but has the capabilities of the SLR device. So you can get all the tunes you want for free off the shelf. There's no added fee for each tune. And you do have tunability in terms of if you want to fine tune it and take it somewhere, they can do that for you. I've heard Shiv at Open Flash is extremely helpful with everything, and I've heard this is bar none the best option to go with. Now the con with this is it is $800, so it is more than all of the other options. But with that, you're getting probably one of the best support systems and an extremely capable device. What road is this? Thought this was the road, but maybe not. So in short, I am going to be going with the Open Flash tablet as my tuning device. So for all of you wondering, I am getting it. Now the hard part is it is winter time, so I'm not going to be able to really take advantage of being tuned, because cold tires and reducing the limitations down low in first or fourth gear, that is going to be a monster. I mean, it's already, you can tell by this ride, it's already wanting to like nip at my heels, you know, nip at the heels to get going. Good Lord. So if you own a Ducati, as of right now, I would recommend the Open Flash tablet, but I have heard great things about SLR tuning as well, so don't count them out. I'll obviously have a more formal review once I get the tablet, and once I'm able to kind of get a reaction on the tune itself. Now before I do that though, I do want to get a reaction of, I ordered a new sprocket. So in my possession I have a 14-tooth front sprocket that I'll be putting on this thing in my next video. So in that video you can see I'll be putting on the sprocket and getting my impression on how much different the gearing feels down low. So my whole goal with this is to I don't really care about the top speed as much. You know, I'll still be able to get my daily 150s with a with a smaller sprocket. It's mainly just the down low. This thing's gearing is super long. So, and I hear you guys commenting about me short shifting. So I'm gonna try to remedy that for you by, you know, revving it out a little further. Okay, maybe not that time, but I'm on kind of a smaller road, so you gotta forgive me. Woo! So now that we looked at all the tuning options and the one that I chose, I want you guys to leave your input in the comments below on, am I making the right decision? I've already had comments saying how OFT has absolutely changed the bike on guys that have Street Fighters and Ducatis. So I'm extremely excited to feel the difference. I already think the bike is ridiculous, but I do want it to run nicely with this exhaust. And I also want the check engine light to go away. So it's a small thing, but it would be nice. If you guys are liking what you're seeing, please like and subscribe. There's a lot more stuff coming up. But a lot of people were also asking me, you know, what tune are you going to be running with this thing? Because if you don't know, if you guys are just joining us, I put an eBay exhaust on this. And a lot of people were very apprehensive about it because, you know, there's no tunes made for it. But the Aero exhaust is pretty much the same style of piping. And when you don't run DB killers in it, it's pretty much the same thing. So I'm gonna run the Aero tune, and you guys can figure out with me if that's, you know, a bad decision or not. I really don't think it's going to be. I think it's gonna be a great option. So I'm very excited to try that out. I'm also excited that the sprocket, I've heard, makes a big difference too, because my gearing as it is right now, I go to like 81 or 85 miles an hour in first gear, which is absolutely ridiculous. So I'll be excited to see how much of a difference that makes. So going down one tooth on the front sprocket is like going up 3 on the rear. The nice part is I shouldn't need to change my chain at all, although I kind of do want to eventually so it looks better. You know, get like a gold chain or black or whatever. But that change of a front sprocket down one tooth, I want to see what the first gear goes to then, and that'll affect all the other subsequent gears. I might hate it, I don't know, but the best part is with that, I can easily swap back if I'm using the same chain. I really think I'm going to love it because I did the same thing on my previous bike. I had a GSXS 1000 previously. I did it with that bike. It made a world of a difference because they did the same thing with that one. It had crazy long gears. So I think with this one, it's going to be an absolute animal because this one has about 40 or 50 more horsepower than the last ones. And the last one was already really fun. So I'm excited to see how that goes. And I didn't forget, I'm going to get you guys a daily 150. Don't worry. We're going to do it. Okay, thanks a lot. Daily 150 complete. I really appreciate you guys tuning in to figure out all the details about what's coming up soon. Tune in next week for the sprocket video and then my reaction to it. So, hope you guys have a great day. I'll catch you on the next one.